What's going on, guys? So today on this Shoki Transformers review, we're going to take a look at a new-ish masterpiece Transformer. And this is actually borrowed from my good buddy, Mr. Nick Willie. And it is MP-32 Cybertron Leader Convoy Beast Wars. But better known as Optimus Primal over here. So, and of course this is a TheKrowSama product before Takara is now of course part of Hasbro. And you got Transformers Masterpiece. This is, I guess, the Beast Wars or Japanese Beast Wars logo, or it's the Convoy logo, not entirely certain, because I can't remember if in this continuity he's actually the same Convoy, but you know, grown up, that's why he looks like that. But of course in our continuity he's the descendant, more or less. And you got Beast Wars 2, but I think that's just BW2, because Cheetor or Cheetus was technically first. So you've got all the things here. You got him in monkey mode, you got him in bot mode, you got all the stuff down here in Japanese, and you got requires two LR44 button type batteries that are not included. Now if we go around the sides, you got Transformers Masterpiece, you got him right there in robot mode, looking just absolutely awesome. Come over here and you get the top of the box with some foil on it, and it's upside down because, well, that's what happens. And come over here and you get him in monkey mode. And come to the bottom, you get just an enormous amount of warnings. That is crazy. When we go to the back, you get all the good stuff. So, all the read up here, you got them in robot mode. I love how they have this little scene here for like all the new Masterpiece Beast Wars. So you got some images here from the show. That's pretty cool. You got front shot, back shot. You got multiple faces, so yay for that. Gotta love it. You got Cyber Blades, Mega Blaster, Convoy Jet, Plasma Cannons. You got him here in beast mode, so you got a few shots of him there in his monkey mode. You got him here, and you got different faces here. You got him walking around like a monkey there, and down at the bottom you have the checklist for everything that comes in the box. So yay for that. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and get the box open. You guys know that I do this sort of thing when it comes to these figures because it's kind of cool to see what all comes in the box as is. Now I'm going to open this carefully because there is a loose item or two in here, and I don't want to lose them. Okay. Now first and foremost, you have his character card, and that looks really cool. I like that the MPs do that. MP-32. All the same read up, looks really cool, and he's maxed out on everything, so that's pretty cool. He's about as perfect as it gets. Yay! You got the instructions, and kind of a repeat of what was just on the back. So that's cool. I mean, it shows you how to use all the gimmicks. You know, it shows you, how to get them set up in different modes, and then all the transformation instructions, which are fairly easy, but the first couple times I had a couple issues. And then you get this little guy here. Now we'll look at this when it comes to accessories, but it's a cool little Beast Wars banana box. And I'm not sure if this is a special edition thing. And Nick told me he got it from the guy who ordered, or he bought this from. He got it secondhand. So apparently this somehow came in a thing. If you know better than I do, let me know. But it's pretty cool. Like I said, when we get to accessories, we'll look at that. But as it stands, no pun intended there, you get him in the clamshell here. You got the spare faces that have come loose. You got his swords, and you've got him there in monkey mode. So let's go ahead and get him out here and check all this out. Alright guys, here we have Optimus Primal out of the packaging and looking, well, very much monkey-like. Now, it is very, very well done. You know, the Beast Wars line is doing what they can, and it's hard. Because at least the Beast mode has always been incredibly hard to pull off. But this is about as close as we can get. I believe this was made from the actual 3D rendering, so it looks about as close as it's going to get. You get a nice little brushed fur look. It looks really good. You do get all the robot kibble in the legs and the feet. It's completely unavoidable because you can't hide everything. Another part that's kind of unavoidable is the arm flaps, as it were. I was trying to get it to where like he was beating his chest, like he did kind of often as in gorilla mode. So, you know, he can do that mode. I really do like it. So you got the mostly gray with the darker gray, some white highlights. Metallic chest, which is cool. Same kind of metallic hands. The feet, same slightly sparkly metallic. I really do dig it. Not quite a silverback, but he definitely is a really nice looking gorilla. And I'm going to raise up a little bit here and see if we can close in on that face sculpt, because that is actually very, very well done. You got the brown eyes back there, multi-tone face, looks really, really cool. And he does come with a couple different faces, so you can swap them out. Just grab the head, pull it off, and and we have a kind of smiling face, so kind of a happy gorilla. That's pretty cool. Even got a little bit of pink inside the mouth. Looks really good. And you have his angry attacking face. That's where you want to have him, beating his chest. And I love they went even so far in the eyes to not be looking like straight ahead. They're sort of googly-eyed, and that's the way it looked in the show. So, I mean, it's only so funny. So, gotta love that. And yeah, once again, shoulders, very annoying, but looks really good. In this mode, he has some articulation. It is a little limited, but he's got it. Let me zoom back out all the way. There we go. The arms, well, his arms are going to be his arms one way or the other. So you do get the rotation all the way around, ratcheted joints there. Looks very nice. Of course, exposed ratchets. No bicep rotation, but you have the just above the elbow rotation right there. Single jointed elbow that leads to a very awkward empty hole there whenever he's actually got his arm up. The fingers all move here, but he's got the 3 on one base pin, or they're all on one knuckle, or one base pin, I should say, and the first 3 do that, and he technically has a trigger hand, even though he doesn't have weapons that he would use that for. A little weird, but hey. And then, as you can see before, he does have wrist rotation. I gotta love that, because, you know, I do. The head does have articulation, like we saw. He can tilt it up. He can look about there. If you move this back neck plate, it can rotate. Only so far, but he can rotate. That's good. Legs are, of course, the legs, but they are limited in this mode. So he can get out to about there. No knees to speak of. At least not truly. So, very limited on the legs, but that is what it is. Now, one thing he can do, you have to kind of finagle things a little bit, but you can get him to walk on his knuckles, like a gorilla. So let's straighten out his head and see if I can remember how to do this. You want to pop the shoulders out, like so, which we're going to need for transformation anyways. So pop that one out as well. Go ahead and turn the hands. And, well, actually, yeah, do it that way. Do the elbow to the inside, then turn the wrists. So that's that. Then you want to come back here, flip this up, and then the hips will unpeg like so. And that whole section right there of the hips will flip up and back. And then you can rotate the legs down like so. Play with the feet however you need to, and then you tilt the head up, and then you got him walking around in gorilla mode on all fours, looking pretty good, talking to you, talking to Rhinox like you do. So that's pretty awesome. I like it. I dig it a lot. And yeah, in monkey mode, you've definitely got lots of panels showing. It's unavoidable, as I said, but honestly, I don't think there's anybody who's really going to keep him in monkey mode. Everybody's going to put him in robot mode. So we may as well go ahead and take him there. Alright, so first and foremost, let's start down at the legs, just because they're already sort of taken apart here. Go ahead and fix the crotch, so to speak. And we can come down here and pop this panel out. And go ahead and pull the knee. So you have to untab it from here. And before you go too far, you want to flip this kneecap out. And then straighten all this out, and then you have a tab right inside the knee joint, right through there. You can barely see it. It will tab into the back of the kneecap. Come down to the foot. Go ahead and flip the front toes, or the now robot toes, out. The monkey toes away, and push that outward. With this part, you want to partially flip it vertical and then rotate it here. And then you've got a hinge that will tuck that back away and fill in the back of the calf. And then you want to take this part and just take it up on a double hinge, and there's your shins. And we'll do the second leg the same way. Just go ahead and do the toes, get that out of the way. Kneecap, leg, tab, rotate, rotate, connect, and slide up. There's your robot legs, so easy peasy. Now we want to come up here. We've already done part of the transformation by pulling the arms out, so that's always good. Now you want to come here and split open these panels. And then you want to kind of grab it and pull the backpack out. Now, I've always got a problem with where it tabs in right up here on the shoulders, and it really, really does not like to come out, if I'm honest. Okay, so that's going to be your backpack. Now, once you have that out of your way, you want to come out here to the belly. Go ahead and pull that out to where you got a gap. The chest already popped up for us. And we want to open that up totally like so. And then you rotate the monkey head back. For some reason I have no room to work. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. Now from the chest, we want to tuck the breastplate in. It will tuck into the actual torso. You want to grab the belly and pull it up. I'll make sure that's there. It goes, and it'll tab in right up here. If the head is in the right spot, it'll tab in properly. Let's go ahead and rotate at the waist now that we can. So there's robot legs are now facing the right way. I don't know if any of that was on camera now that I'm looking at it. He's getting taller. So let's come back here and come to the chest. And this part's a little tricky. So you got a little gap right here underneath the belly. Kind of want to get a thumb in there. And you have a combination slide and hinge here. So you want to pull it out. And you see it slides right there. And you got a lot of wear and tear on that piece. Then you want to rotate it. Shove it down and back in. Now we come back to the backpack. You got to make sure that these parts are open. You're going to have to get the monkey arms out of the way as best you can. You want to rotate the whole backpack around. Come back here, and this is something I just do automatically, so his thrusters are underneath here. So what I like to do is go ahead and fold those out like so, and then you want to tuck, well, the robot or the monkey face is right there, so it is what it is. And these tabs right here now will be clamped in by these pieces, hopefully, if it gets in there enough. If the monkey head gets in the way, you kind of have to work with it. Now, I've done this a couple different ways before. If the monkey face isn't entirely in the way, sometimes you can snug the backpack down. Otherwise, it's just going to stay right here. Now, we're almost there. Last stretch. Now, you want to take the arms. You want to push them back in, which is not easy. That tab is incredibly hard. So, get the arm about as straight up and down as you can and push. Man, that tab doesn't go sometimes. Oh, that is the worst part of this toy. If I'm being honest, that is the worst thing, is trying to get that tab in there. I really wish it was easier. Now the arms, super easy. Shoulders up, arms down. And pretty much you are done with your Primal. Now, in robot mode, he does look pretty much dead on. I mean, there's not really any getting better than this. He's definitely Optimus Primal. You've got the chest plate. That's iconic. You got the white thighs, the red other parts. You've got some nice pistons. They don't operate here. They actually just slide up and down. That's indicative, definitely, of this character. And yeah, it's just awesome. And let's kind of raise it up because he's gotten a little bit taller now. So we can zoom in on that face and head sculpt, which has a bit of a bluish, grayish, metallic thing there. Of course, if he's supposed to be like a new version of Optimus Prime, that totally makes sense. You've got the gunmetal color, you've got some white, you've got his mouth, which is kind of open. You can't see his eyes, unfortunately. They are red. There we go. And he does have a gimmick for this. Like I said, it comes with batteries, so yeah, you get some light up eyes. So you just push the head down, and it is on a momentary switch, so the eyes will shut off here in a little bit. Now, they do look good, but I kind of wish they had done something with the back of the eyes to make it look like it was more like the pupil. Like, the eyes weren't solid red like that in the cartoon, or animation, whatever you want to call it. Now, essentially, you don't get anything new. You just get all the same stuff that looks really good. Yay! But of course, in robot mode, that's where his weapons and such start coming into play. First and foremost, his classic over-the-shoulder cannons, which he used all the time. So those are awesome. They're just on a hinge, painted gun metal, silverish color. They look really, really awesome. And he does come with his quintessential cyber blades, or however you want to call them. And I love that he just pulled these out of nowhere in the show. He just reaches behind them and they just come out. But the cool thing is they do tab in. So you get tabs in the palms. I'm sorry, on the handles. And they go into slots on the palms. You just kind of get it in his hand right along there. Tab it in. Close the handle. And you can get him in some nice poses. Once again, I love the fact that they give him trigger hands, even though he doesn't have a gun that he can hold like that. So you can get him in some pretty epic fighting poses. The head does rotate, by the way, and of course now he does have more articulation than he did in monkey mode. So on top of these weapons, he still has some classic weaponry we have not seen as of yet, and they are his arm cannons, and they are right in there. Kind of hard to get them out. Now, I will point this out. I don't know why there's a small tab hole right there. Have not been able to determine for the life of me, and it's only on this arm. But to get those things out, because there's no way you're going to pry that out, you actually have a tiny little button to push right there. And it pops it up. So you can totally pull that up, flip that back. Now, I'm going to have to check the images, because I don't remember if it actually flipped open or just stayed like it was. But as you guys notice, it's a little stubby, but it's got some nice molded detail. However, you do expand them. So you just grab it by the tips of the barrel and pull. They slide, and then this part slides out. So you do get his quintessential arm cannons on both arms, of course. And yeah, he's just armed to the teeth. Yay! Now, one other feature that he does have that we did kind of allude to earlier, he does have swappable face plates. He's got 3 or 4 faces total. And right now it's just the very kind of neutral face, which is a little hard to see if I'm honest, but it just is what it is. Now, it's very not easy to get these off. And I struggled the first time, but I figured it out real quick because the little prime ears roll back, and you can see there's just a little bit of a gap right there to get your fingernail in, and just pull that, and the whole face flops off. And that actually will show you how the LED works. So he lights up like a Zaku. So you get his normal face like so, and that's how it looks. You got the clear red on the back and just the tab. But he comes with this nice little smirking face, which is nice. It's either a smirk or kind of a growl, hard to tell. But stick that on there. Yeah, it's kind of this. That's a smirking face. He's even got the squint going on. That's pretty awesome. You also get his kind of yelling face, or maybe it's that just prime face, or he's squinting a little bit. But that's a very good looking face on that guy. And last but not least, you get the battle mask face, which of course he donned a few times in the series, either while flying or fighting Megatron. And I like how the eyes are shaded a little bit differently there. That's a little better. And of course this gives him the very much prime face. I will say, I don't know what happened to the paint there, but it is bad. You get like a huge smear across here, you got other things. I have a feeling that got painted secondhand by probably the other owner of this thing. But, you know, from a distance, it looks cool. It is what it is. Now, as previously mentioned, his articulation does upgrade just a little bit, mostly in the legs. So he can do really nice Jean-Claude. That way, the hefty ratchets are in play. No ratchets forward and back, though, but he can do splits. That way, he now has functioning single-jointed knees, and of course, you already saw what the feet do. Everything else is virtually the same. I mean, you can twist at the torso now, so you get a good pose. So that looks pretty good. Gotta love that. So, I mean, this thing is awesome. And I think it's somewhere in the $130 to $160 range, if I had to guess. I can't remember the last time I priced it. But he's fairly well affordable for what he is. So, I mean, I'm definitely not going to complain. And I kind of need to get this now. I really do. And for quick comparisons, the only primes I've got laying around, I've got Leader Class Optimus, and then a Fall of Cybertron, but also Takara Optimus. So, Masterpiece scale is what it is. He's probably about the size of one of the Masterpiece cars, if not a little bit bigger, but because the Beast Wars scale is, well, its own thing. And here we have Wally, just for fun. Now, you probably thought I forgot about it, but hey, here's the banana box. And this is actually very cool. Non-transforming for decoration only. So you pull this guy out. You got Transformers Beast Wars, and you got this die-cast skull mace. And it says for decoration only. So I guess you could hang this up somewhere. And there must have been a version of the comics or something where he had a weapon like this. And it's not just a thing. He can hold this. The entire thing is metal. The chain is metal. This handle is metal. And this is heavy. I mean, that's a thing. So, I mean, you can totally tab it into his hand. And I know he had, at some point he had a weapon like a mace, I think. But this is ridiculous. And this is super heavy. I mean, there ain't nothing he's really going to be able to do with this. But it's pretty neat to have it, honestly. Yay! He's like, I'm going to throw this at Megatron, because that's the only way it's going to hurt him. I can't swing it. with these elbows, I can't swing a thing. So that's a neat thing. But guys, I think that's going to be it for this awesome Masterpiece Transformers review. Thanks, of course, to my buddy Nick for allowing me to take a look at this. He knew I was going to be very excited about it. And yeah, definitely am hoping to get the rest of the wave at some point. Or I'm sorry, wave. The other Beast Wars Masterpiece Transformers in hand, especially that Dinobot that's coming up. That's going to be amazing. Guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you are new here. If you want to help support the channel, go ahead and hit up the Patreon right here, like John, Andy, Steve, and Colby. And of course, if you want to buy a t-shirt, right here on the screen. And any of the proceeds right now until the end of May go to the Lupus for Lupus charity up there in the thing. If you need to know anything about that before this and all the time runs out, that's all up there. But from me and Masterpiece Optimus here, just remember, that's just Prime.